Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, we're going to talk about how to use your credit. Instead of saving money, we're going to use credit. And we're going to turn that into a real estate deal. I've been talking online with somebody about they don't want to invoke using credit. They want to save money because they're a Ramsey student. Well, I'm about to show you something. If you can get credit and boost your credit score up high enough, you don't need to save any money. That's why you get your credit score correct. And welcome to Foci Optics. Check. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back. We'll see here in the background, see these EVgo machines? 20 years ago, people would have said, there's no way that you're gonna have an electric vehicle sitting around here and being able to go 200-300 miles. Well, with everything, times change, products change. There's different ways of doing something. So let's talk about it. We're gonna go to the computer screen, give you an example of what we can do. Hello again. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Today's a special day. I've been having discussions, like I said, about somebody that says, hey, they want to save $50,000 and be debt-free when they purchase property. And I sit there and I say, why would you do that? So this is for all the people who cannot save $50,000. And the other question of the day was, why would somebody spend money and time building their credit? Because credit is a loan. So I'm going to get into it. What I'm about to get into, and before I get into it, welcome everybody. You can see we're here on the Stop Struggling Now YouTube channel page. And again, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please share the videos if you like them. And please hit the like button. I keep forgetting about that like, even though in the beginning I say hit the like button. And if you have any comments down below, please make comments known. We can always have a discussion. And that's how this video came about. So anyhow, you'll notice that join button over here on the right as a way of supporting the channel. It's a monthly fee. You can stop at any time. And so without further ado, I got to talk about we have merch. So of course, you go to the StopStrugglingNow.com page, and then you hit the SSN merchandise link. And down below, you can see the gear that's available, free shipping, no tax, and the latest pink peach variety here. It's a women's t-shirt, and I got to change, that says black, but now I got to change it to peach. But anyhow, you can see the different options that you can actually order as well. And if you have any preferred color choices, let me know. We can make that happen as well. But due to COVID-19, we kind of have delays because they're not open 5 days a week. They only do printing a couple of days a week or 1 day a week. So things are a little behind on that. Now, without further ado, regarding this, I want to do I'll call it the Ramsey approach to saving money, buying property, being debt free. So the question is, I'm going to make sure everything is equal. So I'm not even going to get into how long it takes somebody to save $50,000. I won't even get into that because that's time. Time is money. Many of you have heard that phrase before. Time is money. And when you're an entrepreneur and when you're in a capitalist society, reason why time is money is because there's inflation, which people seem to ignore. So just because I can buy a loaf of bread for $4 today, next year that same loaf of bread is going to be $4 and what? 50 cents, $4.25, $5. You just never know. Actually, you're beholden to the market, so your purchasing power gets reduced. So you have to use your money where it's making you money. Again, that's what wealthy people do. Now, you can listen to other people saying save money, buy something, and be debt free, but I'm about to show you something. So, I mentioned Detroit, and somebody thought I was trying to talk down about Detroit, but actually, far from it. I was just letting people know that is where you can actually buy property for 50, 60, in fact, $25,000. But of course, you're going to have to fix them up. But all I was trying to illustrate is just like Indiana, Ohio, you name it, there's a bunch of places you can buy single family properties or even multi-family properties for $100,000 or less. So I'm going to stick with Detroit because this is not a bad thing. I'm about to show you something, and I'm showing this $50,000 loan right here at 3.75%, and you can see it's $231 a month. That would be your monthly payment for 30 years. All right, keep that in mind. So I'll put everything on the screen and go along with me here and follow the journey, because anybody who doesn't have money to invest in real estate or don't think they have money, you actually might have some money that you can get. And those of you who have a 700 plus credit score and who has those credit cards that are $10,000, $5,000, $15,000, $20,000 credit limits, and you're sitting there going, what can I do with it besides wasting it on spending on things that go down in value that have nothing to do with making money? Well, you should be using your credit to make money. So let's start. Here is a property presently on Zillow. Somebody that's watching this video right now can put an offer in on this property. I don't know anything about it other than what is written here. But the remarkable thing is 37 days this has been on the market. It says it is tenant occupied who is paying $850 a month. I am not familiar with Detroit, so when they start saying city certified, I don't know what that means. When they start saying what was that, land contract terms on this property, again, I'm not familiar with Michigan property, and I've never bought anything in Michigan, so therefore I don't know what these terminologies are on land contracts. So I'm just going to take everything as its face value, okay? As if we're just purchasing a house for $59,000, because it's irrelevant. It goes by the amount of money and what you're doing. So let's start with the first equation. The Ramsey student says I'm saving $59,000 to buy this property. I say okay, and again, I'm not going to go by how long it took you to do that, but let's just say we're all starting at zero. Somebody gave you $59,000 and you said, hey, I'm going to go down here and buy this house for 59 grand. 59 grand is now gone. All right? You no longer have access to that 59,000, and you just traded your $59,000 into $850 a month. All right? Now, I'm going to give you some numbers. So, at the end of 2 years, at $859, you're only going to have received $20,400 back of your $59,000. All right? That's it. Now, at the end of 2 years, I'm going to raise my rent. I'm going to raise my rent $50 more, and now I'm collecting $900 a month, and $900 a month at the end of 2 years is going to be another $21,600. So now I got back $42,000 roughly over the course of 4 years. I still haven't gotten my $59,000 back in 4 years. Another 18 months after I raise the rent to $950 a month, it takes another 18 months, which gets me $17,100 to get me back my $59,000. That's 5 years, 6 months to get me back my $59,000. Where now I start actually making money. Except there's one little problem. Again, that nasty thing called inflation, that $59,000, I can buy less with that $59,000 now. Prices have went up in 5 years. So, but again, we'll keep everything equal. All right? Now, to the question of all those people who say, why are you building your credit up? Why are you wasting time, energy, money when it only takes less than a year to actually get somebody into the 700 credit scores? Actually, if you signed up with NFCU, Pentagon Federal, Chase, Discover, all these, you might have a $5, $10, $15, $20, $25,000 credit limit. I'm sure some of you can comment down below, because I'm sure some people do have $5,000 or more credit limits. So again, some of you are going, well, Eric, what do you have to say? Do you have a solution? Well, I do. So this is how, if you do not have $59,000 and you're sitting there going, Eric, I don't have $59,000, but I got a $20,000 credit limit on my NFCU, or $20,000 credit limit on my Discover, or my Chase, or my Citibank. You're sitting there going, what can I do? I hope you're not out there spending it on random stuff that generates no income, because that's not what you should be using your credit card for. So let's talk about options first before I get into some numbers, so you understand what I'm talking about. People may receive these offers in the mail about, or here's what happens. You get offers in the mail from your credit card company, and they include these faux checks, okay? Which they want you to do balance transfers type of thing, which is fair enough. And I'll get into that in a second. So some of you might not realize that, for instance, Discover, Capital One, Chase, a few others, they actually have access checks, or otherwise known as convenience checks. And you can write checks against your credit limit. This is how you use credit cards to buy. It doesn't have to be a home, but we're using a home in this case. You could use it to buy a business. The business is going to be generating income. That's how you pay back the loan. We're going to use the same method, except now I'm actually using something that's actually live right now on Zillow as we speak, that anybody can come up and buy. But again, there are caveats, because I don't know if you can get a mortgage for $50,000. I'm sure you can from somebody, but I don't know where that would be. But we're all basing this on it can work for $50,000, because you used to be able to go about that low, but I don't know, since Detroit has homes for that under $100,000, then you might be able to get a loan for a $50,000 loan. Well, without further ado, let's get into it. This is a situation where you need to pay attention to this video. It's going to run a little long, but hey, if you want to learn how to make money, sometimes you want to spend 20, 30 minutes and find out how you do it. All right, so here we go. Access checks, convenience checks. You can go that route. So here I'm showing you on the screen Discover card, and you can see down here, you call customer service to request your checks. These checks are used, I'll just use a simple example. You have a $15,000 Discover card, credit card, and they allow you to use your checks, and you can write a check for $12,000. And then that takes away from your credit limit. So your credit limit will now show $12,000 owed, $15,000 credit limit. It will mess up your debt to income ratio. So again, My Jewelers Club, New Coast Direct, for less than $200, you get those. So at least that'll help bring down your debt utilization way back down. Instead of almost being 80, 75, 80%, you'll be down to closer to 40 or 50%, and then with your other credit, hopefully that will drop you back under 30%. But anyhow, I'm just giving you an idea of what you can do. And some of you might be thinking, hey, that's just them. No, it's not just them. Here's Capital One. They call theirs access checks. Some of you who have Capital One credit cards, you get offers all the time in the mail. You get things saying, hey, here's some checks for you. And again, the same thing works. Now, let's get to something else. A lot of you receive offers in the mail, and I'll show you this here, which is by Chase, and they call it Chase Balance Transfer Check, Works like a traditional bank account check. You get these offers that show sometimes 0% interest rate, up to 18 months, up to 14 months, up to 12 months, as long as you do a balance transfer. And some of you may be going, Eric, I don't know what you mean still. Here we go with Chase. They say it right here, pay for unexpected expenses or get cash. If you've received balance transfer checks, you can use them to pay for things you need or to get cash. If eligible, the disclaimer always if eligible, not everybody who has a Chase credit card can get these balance transfer checks, but those people who do have good credit, you receive these offers all the time in the mail. Let's go. Let's move along. So just to see, this is not something that's out the ordinary. Here's Discover. In this case, you can see down here, they have 3% intro fee before October 10th. When October 10th comes and you want to do a balance transfer check, it's 5% fee. So ask yourself, $12,000 to do our property for the down payment. Are you going to care about 3, 4, or 5% when you have 0% APR? So are you going to really care about $360, $480, $600 when you're getting free money? When you go to a hard money lender, they're charging you double digits. Somebody would say, give me 15% on my money, 12% on my money. Nobody's going to say, give me 3, 4, 5% on my money. So what are you going to be bitching about? Nothing. All right, let's move along. Oh, and by the way, notice this is 14 months here. All right, 0% APR for 14 months. If you borrow $12,000, you're going to have to pay about $120 a month in interest only. And that's not really what you want to do in our case because you have revenue coming in, so you actually want to pay down your credit card faster. Here we go. Citi. If you have a Citi Diamond Preferred, they're sending people these low intro APRs for 18 months. 0% APR for 18 months on balance transfers. Here we go again. $5 or 3% of amount. That's it. $360 is the fee. Once again, you're turning this free money. This is what corporations do, ladies and gentlemen. This is why they're not going to use their own money. If I have PPP coming, if the government says we're going to backstop all your debt and we're only going to charge you 0% or 1% or 2%, why are you going to break out your cash? You're not. You're going to say, give me those $25 million loans at 2% or 1% or 3%. Why am I going to break out cash for that? I'll save my cash. I'll use your money. And I use your money to make revenue. So no risk for me. So again, trying to save $59,000 is admirable, very nice. And yes, you do own the property free and clear. But we're going to get into some other numbers. And I'm going to show you right here. I guess I missed it before. I wanted to get in because I mentioned that the loan would be $236 per month at 3.75% is what this is using. This says 231, but we're going to go 236. So all my calculations are going to be based on 236. All right. And I want to show one last thing, and we're going to get into more numbers. So when the person says, I want to use cash and get rid of my $59,000 because I've heard by some of these gurus that I should save up all this money. Never mind again, how long did it take you to save it? So therefore you stopped, you aren't going anywhere. And here's what happens when you trade off and say, I'm going to put $59,000 in a vehicle where I'm going to earn $850 per month on my money. In theory, that seems like a very awesome thing, which I'm not saying it's not bad either. I mean, $850 a month for something free and clear. But my thing is, I just gave up $59,000. So here's what I'm showing. At the end of 2 years, you can see here on the screen at 7%. And some of you might be saying, hey, Eric, where do I get that 7%? Hey, download that Robinhood and Webull link down below in the description. If you bought the letter T for AT&T, they right now, even at their rate right now, you get 7% on your money. So in theory, you could have put $59,000 and bought AT&T shares. You would be getting the equivalent of 7% on your money. At the end of 1 year, your $59,000 would end up being $63,130, which is another $4,130. And in real theory, what you could have done, that's per year. What you really could have done was, if you had that money and you had a choice between spending the money or using the balance transfers and buying and putting down the 12 grand, that $4,000 you didn't have to reinvest. You could have just said, hey, just keep that in a cash account. That $4,000 you could have used to pay down at that 0% interest on part of the $12,000. Just so you know. All right. So at the end of 1 year, using other people's money, because again, your $59,000, you're using the stock market to get your 7% on your money. Other people's money, you're getting $4,000. You could have used that to pay back part of the $12,000 at 0%. So you'd be down to $8,000 within a year. All right. Now, let's move along, because this is where I got the 236, just so you know, off the mortgage. The $50,000 at 3.92%, 30 years, 236. Again, I don't know if you can do a $50,000 loan. It's possible. And by the way, you see this up here, there's veterans out there who don't know that you can get a VA loan with zero money down. That's right, veterans. Zero money down if you have not already exercised that option. So you could even bypass all of this, and your credit score doesn't have to be nothing more than 640 and up, just so you know. All right. So let's talk about how we're going to make this work. Let's get back to this property over here that's on Zillow as we speak. All right, on Westbrook. Now, let's just get to the numbers. The $50,000 loan, okay? $236 a month equals $2,832 a year. That's how much you're going to have to pay for your loan. All right? What are you collecting? $850 per month is $10,200. So your trade-off, the difference, all right? That's what you're trading off. And I got to pay 1% of that $12,000 if I don't pay any of the principal. I just say, well, I'm just going to pay the $120 per month that I owe. I'll pay that. Okay? I don't suggest that. I don't recommend that. If I'm collecting $850 and I owe $236 plus another $120, if I owe $356, I'm paying $356 plus that other $800. I mean, $700, or sorry, I'm all off. $500. So every month that $500 is going towards that card to pay it off. Why? It's not my money. In reality, once you realize money isn't anything, you just used a loan, which is none of your money. You just bought a property. Somebody's paying back your loan, which is not your money, and you're sitting at home comfortable saying, wow, I got a house. I got money coming in. My bills are being paid by that. You already have additional streams of income anyhow, so you in reality haven't touched none of your own money at this point. So however you make your money, you're still making money. The tenant's paying off your loan. You have a property. This is how the big boys do it. Nobody says you can't start small. Don't listen to these gurus out there telling you got to buy 12 units, 15 units, 30 units, and all this crap. All right? Don't listen to them, because none of them started like that. They're all talking noise. This is the no guru zone. All right? It doesn't work like that. All right? Unless you have an inheritance or something crazy, like a president of the United States whose parents give you $200 and some odd million worth of property and act like you made it all yourself. Come on now. Stop believing this nonsense. All right. So, as you can see, I can get deeper into this. So if you're watching this, we're going to go even a little deeper. All right? Because I'm going to go against this $59,000 cash nonsense. All right? So let's go even further. At the end of 5 years, on that $50,000 loan, at the end of 5 years, I would have paid $15,576 towards my loan. Okay? Get this though. 2 years after I bought the property for free and clear cash, 2 years I only collected $20,000. After I raised the rent, I only collect 21.6, and then after 18 months I get 17. It takes 5 years, 6 months to get me my $59,100 back, as I've discussed before. All right? But if I had the $12,000 and I have a loan, total rent collected is the $59,100. But when you start subtracting the $15,576 from that, in essence, I've profited $43,000 using someone else's money when I just put down $12,000. I've leveraged my $12,000 into $43,524 would have been profit. But since I had this $12,000 that I owe back, I had to pay that back. So all I can say is we have $30,000 at the end of 5 years. And we didn't use our money. And if you had $59,000 sitting somewhere at the end of 5 years, after it's compounded, let's go look. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. You would have went from $59,000 to $82,750. That is $22,000 more dollars in your pocket. Okay? So again, not only did you give up the $59,000 and we're just now after 5 years getting our money back, now you missed out on potentially $23,000 at 7%. Come on. Come on. Hopefully you understand the power of credit. And don't listen to anybody that says you shouldn't be trying to get an 800 credit score, a 750 credit score, and nobody trying to talk you out of spending your time, energy, and effort doing it. This is why you build business credit. And once again, if you would have built business credit, you would have this under a business name. Now you could even have higher credit limits. You could be sitting there going, hey, Eric, I got 20,000 from one company bank. I have 30,000 from another credit union under my business. You could do this exact same thing, and you, instead of you saying, hey, I'm getting this one house, you could be going, I'm getting 3 exponentially, and doing the same thing using other people's money. All right, so we're going to go into this a little deeper too, because some of you may not be saying, hey, Eric, you owe $120 a month. I'm going to use the 12 months. I'm not going to use 18 months. I'm going to use the 12-month balance transfer. So when we're paying 120, I've taken out 1440. All right? So the profits from 1440 at the end of 1 year, the profit, I'm using what's left over if I just kept all the money and just paid the 120 a month and I paid the 236 a month, we would have $7,224 the first year in the bank. Now, again, this is all theoretical. This is there's no issues. We didn't have to come out of pocket. But even if I paid cash for the house and there's maintenance issues, I got to come out of pocket. So it's the same thing. There's no real difference. That profit margin would be shrunk if there's a issue, a maintenance issue, or any other issues. A tenant leaves and gets loses their job. I mean, all this would affect whether the house is free and clear or whether the house is on a loan. It affects you the same way. Other than free and clear, you go, okay, I don't have any revenues coming in. Fair enough. But if I didn't use anybody else's money, I also don't care about no revenues coming in, because quite frankly, I have profit. I have money to pay for those months that the tenants aren't there. So anyhow, the profit is 772. Now, if I apply to the credit card the 7,224, the total profit, I would now owe $4,776 after year 1. All right? And the second year, it's going to take me 8 months because it's $602 a month is basically what it boils down to. The second year, so it's going to take me 1 year, 8 months. My balance will be zero from that $12,000 loan. What do you think is going to happen to my credit card limit? Right. I think I can request it to go back up a little bit, even in a recessionary situation. All right. That's how we get it paid down. Less than 2 years. You have a house on a loan. You have income producing property that cost you $12,000. Didn't even cost you anything really, other people's money. So I'm just going to leave it at that. If anybody has any questions, just hit me up. Eric at StopStrugglingNow.com. Won't be a problem. Or you can comment down below and I'll answer them. So there wouldn't be a problem that way either. So thank you again for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. That's why people are kind of confused. You're sitting there saying, I lost my job. You're sitting there saying, I don't know what to do. It's all predicated on earned income most of the time. Many people have a business, but they're still sleeping and not making sure that they have business credit. Where if you have business credit, now you're 10 times more deadly because business credit limits are usually higher. So now we turn into business person, and like I've always said, monetize yourself. All right? So you can do a personal guarantee. There's nothing wrong with that if you have income coming in. You just don't want to do personal guarantees when you're saying, hey, I'm starting a business and I don't know how much money I'm going to make. I think it's going to make $1 million, but you don't know that. So why would you want to take out a loan? Think like a bank. Think like, hey, man, I want to be making money from the time that it starts. Think shark. Think Shark Tank. How many times do they invest in a company that has zero revenues? It doesn't happen. They get all excited when they hear, oh, yeah, we've made $2.5 million in the past 2 years. Oh, hold on now. We can talk. That's the reason why you hear that. They're thinking like a bank. They're not hoping and wishing. All right, now, let's get to it. All right? And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.